Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we are going to be making this card. It's called a tent card. It sits up like that, kind of looks like a tent with a nice front on it. So we're just gonna make this wishing you well card. Don't always need them, but probably should have them on hand cards, unfortunately. So I'm going to, this is Balmy Blue. I'm going to use Highland Heather for the next one because that's also in the designer series paper. So I'm going to see which one I like better. So the Highland Heather is 8.5 by 4 1/4. And we are going to score that at, bring in my scoreboard here. Oops. We are going to score that at 4 1/4. All right, and then that just can be folded in half. Get a good crease with my bone folder here. And I'm taking a piece of the designer series paper that you can get for free with a $50 purchase. And it is called Botanical Butterflies. And this is the paper. You can get one side is colors, the other side is black and white. And you can earn this paper for free with a $50 purchase. We are now in celebrations. For every $50 you spend, you get something for free. There are loads of things that you can get, and if you don't have a demonstrator and don't have a catalog, I'll be happy to send you one along with the celebrations catalog. We can now show you the catalog, the inside of the catalog. So there are lots of good things in our catalog. Now the other thing that I'm going to be using today are these stitched rectangle stitch framelits dies. We got this stamp set for free at Onstage back in November, and it has stitched rectangle framelits that coordinate with them. So I'm going to be using those today to make these 2 layers. Hopefully you can see the stitched area on there. Everybody was quite excited to get these, including me, except for one thing. I'm probably a little anal about this, but it doesn't come with the rectangle for a that would fit on the front of a standard card base. So a 4 by 5.5 inch piece of paper. It doesn't come with that. The largest one that it comes with is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. And to me, if you're layering, it should be 3 7/8 and by 5, not 5 1/4. So I'm trying to get over this and be thankful for what we have, because I do love them. I've been wanting them. They're great, except for that one thing for me. It's just personal preference. I'll get over it. Anyway, sorry about that. If you would like a catalog and a celebrations mini catalog and don't already have a demonstrator, I would be happy to send you one. Here's the Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper that you can earn for with a $50 purchase. And then I'm also going to be using these butterfly elements, another thing that you can earn. So just leave me a comment below if you are wanting one of those. Also, paper pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is January's kit, which you need to order. Make sure you're signed up by the 10th of January. It is going to coordinate with our Animal Expedition set that we have in the main catalog. So that's something really exciting. If you do sign up for that, please don't forget to choose me as your demonstrator. If you so choose, I would surely appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so this piece of Designer Series paper is 4x4. I'm just going to take some adhesive, and this just can go right on the front of the note card or the card. Trying to leave an even border on all 4 sides. Sorry about that. Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? I did balmy blue on this one because you can see more of the balmy blue, and I was looking for a piece that you could, I was hoping that you were going to be able to see more of the Highland Heather on this one, so we'll see once we cut it out. All right. So, for this panel and this panel, you can use the rectangle stitched framelits, and I am using the 3rd and the 4th stitched rectangle in this area right here. Now, if you don't have those, no worries, because you can just cut your cardstock, of course. And the white panel should measure 2 3/4 by 4. And then the Highland Heather or Balmy Blue would measure 3 by 4 1/4. Now, these don't exactly match that because they're not the exact dimension of the framelits, but they work good enough. So this one is, well, it's pretty good. Let's see, that's 3 by 4 3/8. And then this one would be 2 5/8 by about 3 15/16. So it's just easier to do it with the measurements of 2 3/4 by 4 and 3 by 4 1/4. So they're just a tad bigger, but this still looks absolutely great. Okay, all right, so I'm going to bring in my Big Shot here, and I'm just going to cut these real quick. So I'm going to take the largest one that largest stitched rectangle, and I'm going to put that on a piece of Highland Heather, and then I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White. This is just a scrap, and I'm going to take the smaller one for that. All right, and then let's just shoot that through the Big Shot. I saw this move. Oh, it's because the paper's longer here. That's why. All right, there we go. So there is my piece of Whisper White, and then there is my piece of Highland Heather. Get those out of the way here. So I will save this little piece of Whisper White here because we could always cut a shape or something out of that. All right. Now, the stamp set that I'm using is Wishing You Well. This was in the holiday catalog. It is carrying over, so it will at least be available until The new catalog comes out in, what is that, June, I think? June 3rd, I want to say? June 4th, something like that. So that will be available until about June 3rd or 4th. I can't remember exactly which one that it is. All right, now I'm going to take my stitched rectangle here. Now I could have stamped and then cut this out, but since this is just a stitched rectangle, I'm not so worried about it. I'm going to take my wreath from the Wishing You Well, this wreath right here, and I'm going to put that in the middle, but more up towards the top. All right, and I'm going to close my door. I've already taken, I do have my foam shim in here, but I have taken out, this is a magnetic sheet that I got from Stampin' Storage. I do not have that in there. So I'm going to take my lemon lime twist, and I'm going to, I just inked up my ink pad, so hopefully it's not too juicy, because when I made my other one, I had to restamp it like 3 times because it was pretty light. So let's, so that, I'm just gonna, I don't need any on the other side, I don't think, just on this side. All right, beautiful. All right, so rid of that. Get this out of the way. All right, now I'm gonna take the little bow that comes in the stamp set. Okay, little tip here. This is not one of the new cling stamps. It is not one of them, but you're noticing it's not coming off. And the reason is I did this with both of the ones that I used. I put the backing, the old backing on the stamps, like you're supposed to, that never stay. Then I took a piece of the backing sheets from the new cling stamps, and I just cut out a little piece of it, stuck it to the back of this, so now it's not going to come off. Now you just have to remember that with the cling stamps, when you peel it off very gently so that you don't pull and ruin your foam, okay? And you don't want to leave them on your blocks for an extended period of time because it makes it harder for them to come off. All right, just a little tip for you. All right, so I'm going to take my bow and I'm inking that up in the Highland Heather, and I'm going to stamp that in the middle of the bottom of the bow, I mean the wreath. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to take this sentiment. Now I didn't do it on the sentiments yet. I will, but I haven't done them yet. And this says Wishing You Well. Let's make sure that I got it the correct way so I don't have to redo my... All right, so this is going to go right at the bottom. I'm going to try and center from left to right and between here and here. All right, not too bad. It's a little crooked, but it's all right. While I have that open, I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White that is 4x4, and this is going to be for the inside sentiment. And the inside sentiment says, sending you our thoughts and prayers. So we'll take the Highland Heather again. Unfortunately, I'm actually making this for somebody that I know, going through some bad times right now. All right, there we we go. All right. So now we can close this up. Now, you could dress this up more if you wanted to. I thought about using our, I can't remember what they're called. I'm going to have to, our little, I don't know if it's itty bitty punch pack. I think that might have been the old one. But you could cut out some of these little flowers and put them on here in the different colors that match the DSP paper. We have something going right now through Stampin' Up! Called Simple Stamping. Now this is not considered simple stamping because simple stamping is just paper, ink, and stamps. Sorry about that. Paper, ink, and stamps. This has an embellishment. It has some layers. It's only one. The simple stamping is only one layer. But this is simpler than what I would normally do. I would probably put some sequins or some, like I said, I would punch out some different color flowers in the paper and put them on the wreath. I'm really trying. It's a new thing that we're trying to gear towards getting more people into, I think anyway, more people into the industry. So beginner stampers is what we're gearing this towards. Okay, sorry about that. Lane swerve there. But that is why that's all I did on this card. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. That was a long explanation for something so simple, right? All right, then I'm going to put that on there. All right, I'm going to take the inside of the card. I'm also going to put some adhesive on here, and then that's going to go on the inside. And again, trying to get an even border on all four sides. Okay, just like that. All right, now this. You're going to want to remember that in order to fit this in a regular size envelope, this does not, you do not want this to go past the 5.5 inch mark, which would be right about here. Okay, so you don't want that to go, because otherwise it's not going to fit into the envelope. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to kind of line this up on my grid mat there. I'm going to put this at almost 5.5, not quite, because I don't want it to be snug when I put it inside the envelope. I'm going to center it here and here. Then I'm going to take my dimensionals. I'm using the regular size dimensionals here. And I'm just going to put my dimensionals, these two here, just to get me started. After that, it's fine. All right, now I'm going to put one in the middle and two more down here. Isn't it a beautiful day today? I'm in lower Wisconsin, and it's 50 degrees right now. It is so sunny. It's beautiful. It's more like the beginning of spring than the beginning of winter. All right, so we're going to bring this back in here. I'm going to line it up. My 5.5 inch mark here is right about there. Make sure that I get it down there. And then that should be good. I wish I would have thought to, let me see if sometimes I have envelopes laying around for whatever reason. I don't know if I do or if I don't. I do. It's a vanilla one, but it will fit in here just like that. It's going to fit right inside your card or your envelope. Okay, so there isn't, I really like it in the Highland Heather, but I like the balmy blue just as well. So either one works for me. Okay, so now we're going to take our butterfly elements, and I keep mine in the package, and all I do is take an X-Acto knife and slit off the top, and then I can just leave them in there and put it back in there. I also made this little container thingy to hold some of my embellishments. So these can go right in here like that. And I'm sure you've seen me use my my rhinestones before. They fit in there, and then I just made a little tray. I made a little one on the side for my bone folder, and then they just slip right into that little tray right there. Sorry, another lane swerve there. All right, so now I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm going to take the little butterfly element, and the ones that are thin, you want to be careful because they will break, so you want to make sure that you're careful with those. The ones that are thicker, that are not as thin, they're fine. So I'm going to stick this right up here, just like that, and then that is it. Your card is done. I like them both. All right, so if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. All supplies can be purchased through my online store at www.happystamp.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.